We've all heard it a million times over and over again. Heck, even if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you have heard me say it time and time again. Eat this many calories per day if you want to lose weight. Easier said than done though, even if you do follow all of the super useful and effective nutrition strategies that I've used to lose weight as well as other people. But at the end of the day, even though tracking your calories every single day is a very effective and scientifically proven way to lose weight, it can be a huge pain in the butt. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why you don't need to do that based on a brand new study that just came out this year. Now make sure you stick around for the whole video because I'm going to give you a handful of super practical nutrition strategies that you can use, and when you use all of them at the same time simultaneously, you are going to get the most value out of this video. So stick with me until the end. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Richardson. I'm a personal trainer, a certified nutrition coach, and a chemical engineer. Most of my content is centered around helping men increase their testosterone levels naturally through things like fitness and nutrition and lifestyle decisions that they make. And the reason this topic fits very nicely into that is that reducing the amount of overall body fat that you carry is in fact one of the best ways to increase your testosterone levels naturally. But even if you're not trying to triple your testosterone levels by shining red light on your balls every single day, you're still going to get a lot out of this video because lowering your body fat is a pretty universal topic. It's also what I personally have experienced doing myself when I was in college, and I used to stuff my fat face full of fast food, order pizzas at midnight, and that's right, I said pizzas as in plural, and I used to shotgun beers with my buddies and everything. Turns out all of those things do in fact have calories in them, and when you consume more calories than your body burns, you accumulate body fat. And once I realized how much that I had let myself go, I decided to actually do something about it. I learned as much as I could, and it really wasn't until I got really good at tracking my calories that I was actually able to see consistent weight loss results. But I also kind of knew in the back of my mind that I wasn't going to have to track every single calorie that I put into my body for the rest of my life. So by no means at all have I been some calorie counting maniac for all of these years ever since I started my fitness and nutrition journey. In fact, I would go so far as to say that loosening my grip on how strictly I track my calories has actually been a very liberating feeling for me. Because when you get so attached to hitting those numbers, it's actually a very restrictive kind of feeling, and you just get so obsessed to the point where if you don't hit those numbers, you kind of just feel like a miserable failure. But how exactly do you enter into this state of enlightenment where you don't have to track every single calorie of every single food that you put into your mouth, and you can still sustainably lose weight? The answer lies within this new study, so let's go ahead and take a look at what they did. So the overall goal of this study was to identify levels of food tracking adherence that would best predict weight loss results after 6 months. It took 153 participants and it essentially put them on some kind of Weight Watchers program where they tracked their calories and logged all the foods that they ate every single day. Now, it really wasn't all that surprising to discover that the group that actually tracked the most often, about 70% of the time, they actually lost the most amount of weight. So there is something to be said about this. If you are starting off and you do have a lot of weight that you want to lose, tracking your calories very strictly for a given period of time, that is a very effective way to go about losing weight quickly. The data from this study show that very clearly. However, the group that only tracked about 40% of the time still lost a pretty appreciable amount of weight. In fact, this group actually lost enough weight for their weight loss to be considered clinically significant, meaning the risk of developing some kind of underlying health issue dropped a lot. Now, this is really cool because it implies that you don't need to follow and track all the foods that you're eating perfectly in order to lose an appreciable amount of weight. And as I implied earlier, I certainly don't track my foods every single day 100% of the time. And I've been following nutrition protocols for over 5 years now, and by no means do I intentionally try to be perfect about it. I think this data clearly suggests that changing your behaviors times really is the best and the most sustainable way to go about getting lean and losing body fat and ultimately building the kind of physique that you want to carry around. Learning how to just enjoy your life while working towards your goals is really and truly the best way for long-term sustainable results that you can maintain. Yo-yo dieting or losing some weight only to gain it back later, that's probably the worst way to go about doing things because it's all based on temporary results. That's why I myself really don't have that much interest in ever becoming a bodybuilder, even though an incredible amount of discipline goes into achieving the body composition that they need to be at to compete. It doesn't change the fact that hitting their goals is completely based on temporary results, which is reaching that body composition just for the competition. So anyways, even the groups that only tracked about 40% of the time, they still lost a good amount of weight because they were at least trying, and that's kind of what this is implying here. So let me go ahead and give you a few effective strategies to lose weight without having to track your calories every single day. Now stay with me here because when you combine all of these nutrition strategies together and use them at the same time, losing weight really is going to feel like a walk in the park. Okay, so one of the best strategies that I have ever stuck to that has been most effective for losing weight without a whole lot of effort is to just eat 2 meals per day. It is almost difficult to overeat when you follow this nutrition protocol, and by no means would I recommend you go extreme with this and cut back to only 1 meal a day, because eventually you're going to start to feel miserable from doing that. So what we learned from the study is that you don't have to follow some sort of extreme approach to effectively diet. I also think weight loss is something that you should take slowly, because let's say you have 60 pounds to lose. If you try to lose 60 pounds in like 1 month, then your body is going to look very different at the end of that as opposed to if you stretch that out over a few months. Because your body's actually not going to have time to adapt to your new body composition, and you're going to run into issues like stretch marks and loose skin and stuff like that. And that kind of defeats the whole purpose of losing weight because you're trying to look better. I mean, come on, that's the reason you want to lose weight, right? I mean, yeah, it's great that your health is going to improve and you're going to reduce your risks of any kind of chronic illnesses and stuff, but come on, I mean, you're doing it because you want to feel better about yourself when you look in the mirror, and there is absolutely no shame in that either. Everyone who's hitting the gym isn't just solely there because they want to be healthier, they're there because they want to look like a freaking Hollywood movie star. But here's the kicker here. Despite what grandma told you about supermodels being super unhealthy because they're really skinny and they have like no body fat, carrying excess body fat is actually not an optimal state of health for your body to be in. It's okay to want to lose weight and reduce the amount of body fat that you carry. Not only are you going to look better, you're also going to be a lot healthier. So it is kind of like a double whammy, but looking better generally is what motivates us to do it in the first place. So just embrace it, lean into it, and you'll probably find that hitting your goals is actually going to get a little bit easier once you just get a little honest with yourself on why you even want to do this in the first place. Okay, so enough of that. The next nutrition strategy I want to share with you is to eliminate drinking any calories. Now, you can still drink things with 0 calories in them, so things like black coffee or flavored water, flat water even, diet sodas are fair game, 0-calorie energy drinks. All those are fair game because they don't have any calories. But try to cut back on or even completely eliminate any kind of drink that has calories in it. Juices, regular sodas, and alcoholic beverages have a lot of calories in them, and they really don't do anything for your satiety. So if you're incorporating these caloric drinks into your diet, it actually makes losing weight a lot more difficult. For the clients who I've worked with who are trying to build muscle and gain weight, I actually recommend that they do drink caloric drinks because it practically makes it easier to hit your calorie goals. But since you clicked on this video, I'm assuming that is not why you're here and you don't struggle with eating enough food. So cut back on the amount of calories that you drink. I would even recommend just completely eliminate them, at least for this period of time that you're trying to lose weight and lean down. My last and final tip is to establish some kind of eating window for yourself throughout the day. If you want to call this intermittent fasting, sure, go ahead. You can call it intermittent fasting. I opt to skip breakfast, so I really just call it skipping breakfast. You can call it whatever you want, but the idea is the same. You want to train yourself to get used to going through periods throughout the day where you're not eating and you're not just going to constantly be obsessing over food and thinking about it. I've found that when I eat more often throughout the day, I'm just kind of constantly thinking about what I'm going to eat next and what my next meal is going to be. But when I intentionally practice going through periods of not eating, I can focus my attention and time and energy into other things. Now, the eating window really doesn't matter all that much. You can choose to eat lunch and dinner. You can choose to eat breakfast and lunch. It's really not going to matter as long as you hit your calories. The eating window really is more of a tool than anything to make eating less food more manageable. In reality, if you ate like 6 or 7 meals throughout the day and you just stayed within your allotted calories, you'd still lose weight. I've just found that following this particular nutrition strategy just makes eating less easier and more convenient. I mean, think about how much time, energy, and effort you would have to pour into eating like 6 or 7 times throughout the day. I personally hate meal prepping, so I kind of just envision in my head eating like 6 or 7 meals per day, allocating all these different meals, and so much planning goes into it and stuff, and that just sounds miserable. I do like to cook though, but I mean, I'm not a big meal prepper. I find cooking to be almost therapeutic. Let me know in the comments below if you like to cook or not. I actually think cooking has been one of the most useful skills that I have learned to sustainably lose weight and keep it off throughout the years. But I mean, I'm not a big meal prepper. Okay, so those are my main 3 recommendations for you to follow. Follow all 3 of them at once if you want the best and the fastest results. And if you really want to take things to the next level, head on over to my whole playlist I made on how to lose weight. I go over all kinds of things like how many calories you should be eating to sustainably lose weight, what the best macronutrient split is to lose weight, and other nutrition strategies that you can use like calorie cycling that are going to help you lose weight sustainably and easily in the long run. So if you want to learn more, definitely head over that way and I'll see you over there. But that's all for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And again, if you've made it this far, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel as well. Men are getting weaker and lazier and more undisciplined than ever before, and that's made pretty clear by this recent trend in decreased testosterone that's been taking place in the past several decades. So if you want to join my community of guys who are looking to take action against this downward spiral, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bells on too, so that you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. If you made it to the end, I do appreciate the support, and I hope you got a ton out of this video as well. Good luck in all of your weight loss endeavors. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.